right, how's everybody doing today? Thank you for joining me. I'm SK, of course, and I had to go over the 2023 Sea-Doo lineup. Yeah, that's right. Sea-Doo just released their brand new video of their showroom walk-around, and it was just eating at me. I was waiting for it to come out. Maybe some of you were too. So with that said, let's jump right into it. All right, as we go to jump right in, full disclosure, there will be a little bit of the commercial playing here and there, but I'm not going to be playing the entire thing. So I will start off, and of course where they started off, with the pinnacle of their lineup, the Apex. Yeah, that's right. And I'm not surprised. It's a pretty cool machine that they're trying to bring to the market here. However, one thing I was kind of surprised with is what they decided to discuss in this specific video. Now, mind you, there is a focused video that Sea-Doo put out about the Apex previously. Maybe it was like 5 minutes or so. And, so I've seen a little bit of it. I'm a Formula One fan, so I saw some of the pictures and videos they had of Danny Ricciardo ripping it up on the Sea-Doo. But I was a little surprised with the way they came out about it in this video because they started talking about the looks of it to begin with. This Jetski, or this Sea-Doo, that's not the main purpose of it, and I'm so surprised. And then he went on to talk about how it had like some special, matting, and came with like a trailer cover or like, a transport cover and so forth. And to me, those are the kind of things that maybe somebody looking for a PWC lower in the market of their lineup might be more interested in right away. But I can't see somebody thinking like, man, I'm gonna buy the pinnacle of their PWCs, spend the most money on it, and yeah, I really was sold with that cover that it came with. I mean, they did talk about briefly the dampening that it comes with on their handlebars, which seemed cool. I didn't really catch that in their previous videos. So I was appreciative of that, but I just thought they would just bang in 4 or 5 like highlights of this thing. Like, man, we upgraded this. This has never been on a PWC, like that kind of stuff. And instead they were like, yeah, we got some carbon fiber and some green look, and the ski's black. Like, well, it's grayed out. It's, it's a slate gray. I'm not big on black and gray skis to begin with, especially being a boater out on the water. It doesn't really impress me. I like bright stuff. Plus, bright motorcycles, sports cars, bright jet skis, they seem more fun to me. So it's not really a design that sticks out. Like, it is cool, but it's low-key cool. But I think there's a lot behind this machine that they could have gone with right away. I don't know if their marketing team said, like, this is what we want you to focus on, but I think that was a little bit of a miss on such a breakthrough machine that they're trying to put forth. I am very looking forward to what kind of trickle-down effect this Apex has on the rest of the lineup. So that should be pretty interesting. I mean, you can see it. It looks fairly nice. I like those highlights and stuff, but it's not the thing that I was expecting them to come right out of the gates with. But, we'll see. I'm sure we'll get more about it and all that. But it was just, I thought it was a little bit of a miss. Even if that came from their marketing team, who am I? But, for my opinion, I think it was a little bit of a miss on that mark. Now, I won't go too much more into Apex. We can go down hard into these one by one. I'm sure I might even do a special video just on that, coming up later in a month or two. But moving on, the next Sea-Doo that they talk about and that they're very, very excited about is, let's see if I can bring it up here, is the Explorer. That's right, the all-new Explorer Pro 170. Now, I think this is pretty interesting. This is not a surprise to me. Sea-Doo always seems to be trying to push the envelope, find new things that they can do, and so this kind of made sense. Now, I will have to say, from a YouTuber's perspective, I do like this bar because I almost thought about trying to make something like that on my Sea-Doo like a year or two ago in order to use it as a mounting point where you could kind of have like an arched mount or whatever and have something higher up looking at you. I don't know if people will actually do that or not, but it's a solid bar, so I don't see why not. So, pretty cool things. I'm interested to see obviously how the windshield works. They talk about it making a little bubble around you. You can hear your music a little better and so forth. I don't think I don't think I'm going to see everybody just slapping these windshields on their PWCs, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few out there that are buying them aftermarket on, you know, their 130s or, I mean, sorry, their 170s now. Yeah, 130 and 170s and that kind of thing. But it'll be interesting to see how that kind of works out. Now, I think, again, the overall look, it's all black. I mean, if you're really going on a long haul trip, again, don't get me wrong, I see people all the time with the black skis and so forth, but it's surprising that the first one they do, it's just black bottom, black top, there's a little bit of color and that's it. And I don't know, it doesn't, I feel like if there was some color, and it doesn't have to be Miami blue, you know what I mean? But I would just expect something. And I said that on my own Jetski, you know, 5 things I hate. You can check that video up above. They have some great colors in their lineup, and it's like one year they'll knock it out the box with a bunch of different skis, and then the next year it's like most of them are all just slate gray and not really that impressive, and I don't quite understand it. But beyond that, obviously the Explorer is pretty cool. You know what I mean? You got the extended deck in the back, which is going to be great because they already got that special platform right behind it to carry extra stuff. So you can really carry a lot of gear, or you can carry the normal kind of gear you would really carry on something else and still have a nice swim platform in the back. You know, it provides some pretty good options. Now, this ski's kind of long, and if you're traveling, you got 2 people on it, a bunch of gear, it's definitely good. My guess, I haven't ridden it, my guess it's gonna feel a lot different than, like, you know what I mean, just being on a regular 170 by yourself. You know what I mean? I feel like some of the characteristics are gonna be a little different. Now, it's good they at least put the 170 on it. You don't want the 130. You know, you're gonna have that little extra grunt, so that's gonna be good. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do with it. Again, this is kind of like the beginning of the Fish Pro, right? Look where it is now, and of course we'll see that in a second. So who knows where this can take off. Again, you know, some marketing, you know, gonna sell a lot of accessories and so forth. That's what it's about and whatnot. But hey, as long as they're bringing new stuff, they got some cool features and they're trying, I can appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing one of these on the water. I really want to see it in person on the water. Now, like I said, they got the Fish Pro, but you know, well, now not just the Fish Pro, but we're talking the Trophy. And let's see here. Okay, there we go. Oh, and if you saw that quick flash, they do have some new jackets or whatnot that you might want to wear. I think some people maybe that buy the Trophies or the Explorers might try to get it, but you know, I don't think they're going to be selling that to that many other people. But you know, it's cool that, again, they're trying to think of what some of their customers need and not just every single person. And I appreciate that they're trying to make those little design elements, you know, it's pretty cool. Now, obviously we have the Trophy here. This is just really impressive. Now, of course, they jumped to one of the other, I think this is the Sport. But these, again, a couple years and the development is just there. I'm really a fan of the live well. I think that is just really neat to come up with something like that. Obviously, they got the IDF on them, and I have heard that they have revamped that. So, you know, you kind of have to expect that when someone comes out with a new technology and so forth, there's going to be a little bit of hiccups. But you can't say that it's not a cool piece of tech that you would want on your ski, and thankfully, you know, they're developing it and so forth, and I think they worked out the kinks. Now, I don't own a jet ski. I don't own a Sea-Doo that has one, and I'm looking forward to kind of, you know, how it works. If I do end up getting a new Sea-Doo, of course, I'd try to get one with it, and of course, I'll be doing YouTube videos with that. But yeah, definitely a cool feature. And the other thing, you know, it's set up cool. I mean, come on, they got the little seat set up and all that. We all know the Trophy. It hasn't really changed too much for this year, so I won't go too farther into it. You know what I mean? But they are doing their thing and trying to expand their lineup, and I can appreciate that. Maybe some of these things won't work, like the Explorer. I doubt it, though. They kind of know what they're doing. Obviously, we know the Fish Pro, and obviously now with the Trophy and everything, has just elevated and it's just big. And you can see why. It almost, I've toyed with it. I'm like, man, if you got another Sea-Doo, maybe one of those trophies would be cool, because, you know, it's dual purpose. You can fish when you want to, you know what I mean? We go up to the lake and stuff. Yeah, hop on the ski in the morning. What I'm really waiting for, and I think I heard on the Watercraft Journal, somebody mentioned that there was possibly talk of a trolling motor. That would be interesting. Now, you've probably seen me, and if not, you could check out one of the videos up above of me on the sea scoots and stuff. I'd be impressed if they, like, I don't know how they would do it. I really don't. Would they have a small little electric propeller, like impeller somewhere? You know what I mean? Like built in? Obviously couldn't have it built into the jet, I don't think. I don't know how they would do it. I'm not an engineer. I'll let them work that out. But that would be really cool if they develop the next Fish Pro trophy, whatever you want, whichever one, and you can actually troll with it. And I don't mean troll as in, yeah, okay, SK, you know, you can put it in wake mode or this and that. No. Like no wake mode and stuff. No, I'm talking about like a silent troll, like an electric motor where you can move around and you don't got to kick on the loud engine. Even though you're only moving at, you know, a 1/4 mile an hour or 1 mile an hour, the engine is still kind of loud underneath you. You know what I mean? So you don't want that. So I'm very interested to see if they develop something like that. Or even, I can see them having something, you know what I mean, that's kind of like, not bolt-on, but, you know, a side accessory. Again, an extra $400. You put it right there, it clamps, and I don't know, what if it even Bluetooth connected in? So you don't have to keep messing with the machine down here, you know, this little pod thing off the side of your Sea-Doo, you know, and you could just hit up and down and it would talk to that and let you move forward. I don't know. Daydreaming, sorry everyone, but hey, that's what this is for, right? You probably wanted to see of what's coming out and what could possibly be coming out in the future. So if I'm just droning on, leave it in the comment section down below. You know, try to be semi-kind, but I can take it, no worries. And you know, if you have any questions, leave that down below as well. SK will always get back to you. And while you're down there, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. So moving on, that's right. We're going to move right on from that. Now they got the GTX and they got the GTI. I kind of like that like mint blue color in there. Again, at least it's something with a little bit of the orange. It's not just all gray. The other color that they had, that blue and white, I'm not my biggest, well, I like that blue, but I'm not a big royal blue fan. I'm more appreciative that it's not just all black. But again, I feel like it's just one of the misses. Like, why such a dark color? And on here, you know, he says like, it just looks fabulous on the water. That might be true. I don't know. I mean, kind of all the colors, you know, have they paint them pretty well. But I really feel like these are the rec PWCs. These are what the bread and butter, you know, people are buying, right? The 130s, the 170s. Why don't we have any lime yellows, like, you know, bright reds, oranges again, you know, greens, everything. And I don't understand at this point why some of them, you make so many of the same style units. I mean, I would even, for an extra $200, if you could just check a thing and be like, yep, I want the color from 2012 or whatever. Even if it's new colors, but they're like, hey, we got these extra 4, but they're all an extra $200. You usually have to a lot of these people are putting in orders for your ski anyway at your local dealer. So what would it be? I mean, they're all about the accessories, the add-ons. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Porsche. Just check a box, check a box, check a box, and wait, check another box. So I'm really, you know, I'm just pressing because I really like the colors. I love seeing the beautiful colored Sea-Doos out there, especially the old ones. The old ones always had great colors, and some of the new ones, like I said, hit or miss, you know? But not too much to change with this. Although, yeah, so you can see the blue right there. That's just, to me, that's boring. Now, there is going to be somebody that loves that color, but on average, yeah, people want the Sea-Doo, but I don't think they're going to be a super fan of that. And I could see some people being like, maybe I'll wait for the next model, or maybe I'll just buy used. You know what I mean? Some people would do that. You know, when I bought mine, it was 2017. The 2016s and the 2015s, I felt like had a great color lineup. I was at least thankful. Yes, my jet ski is black. I realize that, I do. But the front of it is white. It has green on it. You know, it has a gray seat and so forth. You know, I personally, at that point, I couldn't wait. You know what I mean? So I needed one. But I did almost go for the Yamaha VX because I really like the red and black. But this one, at least mine, has enough green on it that it definitely satisfied my taste, and it had the right kind of green for me, plus the all white hood to it. So I did feel like a big portion of it was very visible, especially the top piece. And that's actually the piece I always notice first whenever, you know, I'm riding it or someone else is. So, you know, that, again, comments down below. Do you care? Do you not?
And of course, somehow I missed one of the best looking skis in the lineup this year, the Wake Pro. Yeah, that's right. This baby looks great. And it actually comes with IDF this year. So that's a really good feature for the Wake Pro among all the other features it normally comes with. And I wonder, will they ever bring back those ballasts and give you some really deep wakes?
And now you can see where they're on to the switches. The switches are pretty cool. And again, I have to respect them for going into a different lane. Now, you know, if they just went into that market and kind of like leaving PWCs for dead, that would kind of suck, but they're not. And I think this is only going to help bolster the Sea-Doo brand and help them, you know, the bigger they grow, the more they can actually do. I haven't actually seen a switch, you know what I mean? One of the cruises, whatever. I haven't seen any of these on the water. But I definitely think it's cool that they have so many different features. I definitely think it's, obviously, you know, they're jet driven. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of pontoons out there that are jet driven. And of course, it's just very easy to operate with the ride system. I think that it was really cool for them to do this. You can see that they're still expanding. And if you didn't notice, or if you didn't see the commercial earlier, one cool feature that they have for the Bimini top is they have an extension piece. Now, this is the short one, but on the longer one, they have an extension and it went, let's see if they can roll through it. And it went like another 5-7 feet. I think it's kind of up, no, maybe I'll bring it up in a second. But, let me just find it for you. Come on, where is it? Yeah, it looks cool driving, doesn't it? Yeah. I just want to show you that top. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh. There we go. Now, obviously you have the poles down in front. Obviously you're going to have to, hopefully those are telescoping, I would assume. It kind of looks like there's a break point right there. So I'm assuming you can kind of tuck these poles away in the storage. And maybe this just rolls up into that, or maybe you have to pack it up too. But that's another cool feature. You know what I'm saying? They've only had these out for a year or two, for like 2 years now, and they're already upgrading it. And there's going to be days where it's like, yeah, that's nice, but now you got the whole thing shaded. It's just, I love those added details. And I'm kind of, I don't know, I've heard that they're supposed to have a live well on it. I think somebody mentioned that in one of their videos when they were talking about using the cooler. But, you know, sometimes people talk on these videos and they kind of slightly misspeak. So somebody, you know, let me know. Does it actually have a live well? Because I know you can use all the link systems and stuff. But personally, I would think you have a big pontoon boat like this, it'd be crazy not for them not to install that little live well feature. I just haven't seen where it is. One other thing that I don't really like is that they don't really show you a lot of the features, how well they are used, like the ladder on the back. They're just like, yeah, and we got a ladder here. Well, I'm a little suspect. Like, obviously the ladder is there, you can use it and so forth, but I want to see how the operation really is because it's at the side of the swim deck. How does that feel and so forth? These are the kind of things that I don't expect them to break it down and say, yeah, we don't really like this, but this is what we designed or whatever. You know, that's going to be for other people. But I do think that they could show some of the features a little bit more. And I'm definitely looking forward to, you know, hopping on one of these, seeing how it rides. Because, you know, I've been on a few pontoon boats, but obviously they're all like galvanized steel pontoons and that sort of thing. You You know, they got the whole open. This is one thing that I'm interested in to see how it feels on the water. Is there's definitely openings all around the like banister area, and it's cool that you can see all around it. So I feel like from a visual perspective, that's going to be very just intriguing. You know, add to the ambiance of being on the boat, seeing a lot more of the water. It's obviously good that water can run right off the side of the deck and so forth, but obviously you're not going to be on one of these. It's not an enclosed cabin unless you put up the little what do you call it, clear screen thing that they got. But I don't know, I felt like there was a lot of places where wind could kind of come through, and so I was just wondering, you know what I mean, like if that was the case or not. Like, did you, like somebody sitting in the seat, did you feel like a bunch of wind just like blowing underneath you or something? But I know the seats are right there, so I would think not. But, you know, these are just questions that, you know, things that I think of and things that, like, while I'm checking out the pontoon, I'd be looking for. But otherwise, I mean, all around great stuff. I won't talk too much more about this because this is obviously more about the Sea-Doos, at least for me, like the jet skis, I mean. That was a lot though, it was. And I hope you appreciate this video. Just a quick talk on this stuff. Of course, as you know, some more specs and so forth come out, I might talk on 1-2 more of the Sea-Doos specifically. Like I said, maybe the Apex and maybe even one of the Explorers. You know what I mean? Just because they're so new. But we'll see. I'm also, you know, I had some troubles up at the lake. If you haven't seen, you can check that video up above. So I'm kind of waiting to see what the deal is with my Sea-Doo right now. Hopefully I don't need to go get a new one, but if I do, you know, I might be in the market for one of these. So yeah, it's definitely interesting to me. And either way, we're all fans, right? So it's always cool to see what they got coming out. Let me know what you think is the best feature that they came out with this year for their new Sea-Doos. What feature do you wish they had that maybe some of the other makers are putting in? And what do you think that I got wrong and got right? Again, leave it all down below. I'll be sure to get back to you. And while you're there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is SK Lifestyle. I appreciate you joining me. See y'all next time.